Hey, welcome back to the shop, everybody. Working on that 3A project again today, and I just want to show you the linkage on the overdrive. For you guys that are putting overdrives in, this is the linkage you get when you order it. This is for a T90. It's just a piece of 3/16 steel, and it's got a few bends in it. And it works. There's nothing wrong with it. It works. But when you're shifting, it doesn't really matter how good your shift is. This has some flex to it, and it feels a little weird when you're shifting and you got play in your linkage there. It doesn't feel like a nice crisp shift the way it should. You'll feel this thing flexing, and it just kind of bangs in there, and I don't really like that linkage. So I just made a quick one today for this 3A, and this is what I do on my vehicles. I start out with a piece of 3/4 inch round bar, and I take that little bent piece off the original. That's on the original on the back, and that connects to the overdrive. And then this is the shape I make to go into the shift handle. And you could forge that shape in there, or you can I didn't feel like firing up the forge today, but you could easily forge that shape in there, or I just cut and welded, mitered the corners, and then milled the flat on there. And when you're shifting with this one, when you grab onto that shifter and you throw it back and forth, you don't get any flex at all, and it feels a whole lot better than just that little thin piece of 3/16 strap going back there. So you'll really enjoy the overdrive, I think, a little better. I know I do when I put one in on my own vehicles. I built heavy duty linkage for it, and when you get, you know, we got the body off on this one, but when you get the body on and you're starting to fit the lever so it doesn't hit the dash, sometimes you got to bend the lever. And that's no big deal. You just take it off easily, bend it, and get the clearance you want, and get it shifting the way you want. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut this here, and I'll put a right and left threaded piece of rod in there with a little square on it, so I can make this a little bit longer or shorter as I need it. I don't do that on all of them. Some of the guys with the T98 and the long linkage and stuff, I've done that for. On the T90s, I normally don't feel that you need that, but if you want real precise adjustment, you could easily just cut that and put an adjuster in there. You know, chuck it up in the lathe before you weld anything on, or forge the ends. Make yourself an adjustment screw there, and you could micro adjust that shifter. You know, I've done that, and I haven't ever had to go back and adjust one from where I set it, so we're not going to put one on here, and I don't think we need one. But I still got to punch a hole in here. We'll go over and fit this now, and see what it looks like, make sure we got enough clearance everywhere, and I'll reset the camera and meet you over at the vehicle. Okay, when you get your shifter and your linkage kit, you're going to get this bracket right here, and then there's two spacers in your kit. You want to space this up, and you'll get two longer bolts in there. Adjust your stripper bolt, and then there's a lock nut on the other side, and that's your shifting fork. You want to make sure it's out of the way of your transfer case, and you want to just make sure you have easy access to the shift ball to shift that okay. But let's see how this is starting to fit in here. Okay, we'll set the back up first. Okay, and then we'll check our clearance. Make sure we've got a got enough clearance for our shifter before we pop the hole in there. I think I can get you in there. Okay, so we'll just take this, make sure this is going to fit. We want that flush on the end, just like it is, and we'll take and mark that hole. And basically, you'll be shifting in and out. Now, this is all the way one way, and then your shift is going to be forward, and that's going to throw that back. So I'm going to get the hole location marked, and then we'll check the shifting operation on this. Okay, I've got the hole in the front, and we've got both pins in there. And if you watch the bar, you'll see we don't get any flex in there. And that's an easy throw on that, but the standard bar, it doesn't feel crisp in your hand. This one will. You guys that have that original bar in there probably know what I'm talking about. It goes in, but it's a little flimsy, but that's no big deal. Our next adjustment we're going to make is going to be when the body is on here. You know, obviously that's a little too far forward, so we'll maybe take and we'll throw a bend in our shift rod here, but we won't know that until the body goes on. We see how close to the dash we want to get it, and you know, where it's comfortable when you're sitting. The more comfortable you make your shifter, more likely you are to use it, and they are pretty handy. So I think you can see what we've accomplished there today. We're hitting our detents real nice, and we've got clearance all around. So just a little something for you guys with some overdrives if you're putting them in, you're doing a project and you want to upgrade that a little bit. Just get a piece of round bar and start working it, and I know you'll be much happier with it. So that's all I've got to show you on the overdrive. It's pretty much set, like I say, until the body goes on. So we'll move on to some other projects on this particular vehicle. I got to reset the camera, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, you're looking at that original tank that I've been trying to save. And last time we talked about it, I told you I've been soaking it for days and days. Still can't get the crud out of it. So I'm heading over to the radiator shop one of these days with it. I'm going to have it professionally soaked. We were starting to get some pinholes in it. The more of the sludge we took out of it, that was the only thing keeping the fluid in there. The cleaning fluid and the gas. I don't know if you could see right in this area here. Everything's all dried up, but right in this area here, we're starting to get a bunch of pinholes. That's not a big deal. They can be fixed. First thing I need to do is really get it clean. So I'm going to take this and the radiator over to the radiator shop. See if they can help me out. See what kind of condition that radiator's in, and get this tank clean inside so we could keep going with our etch and our coating in there. So it's not the best news, but we're going to try and save it. Like I say, it's an original tank, and they're much better than the reproduction, so whatever I need to do to save it, I'm going to try and do. And I took the body tub and got that stripped down, and I got it back into the sandblasting area, and a bunch of weather moved in. It's pouring rain now, so that's getting saturated, but no big deal. We're going to sandblast everything to squeaky white metal anyway, so no big deal. But timing's real bad. This week looks like it's going to be a washout. So I guess what I can do now is start making some panels for the... I know what we're going to need. We're going to need a driver's side quarter, and we're going to need a driver's side wheelhouse. And I know you guys have seen me do that before on that CJ3B welder Jeep, so I won't really spend too much time on it, but I'll show you what's going on, how I take the panels out of the original body and how I put the new ones in, and I'm gonna get going on that. So This is just a quick video, I guess. We're going to end it here because we're not going to get out and do any sandblasting today. So we're going to end it here. Just a quick one to show you that linkage for the overdrive. And when I come back, we'll either have the body sandblasted or we'll be making panels for it. So that's what's coming up next. And thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.